Welcome to Empowered Conversations, where we highlight stories of leadership, diversity, and innovation within technology. I'm Christine Calhoun, studio lead for the Infosys Knowledge Institute, and today we're speaking with Sophia Washington, Senior Vice President and Head of IT and Enterprise Applications at Spruce Power. Sophia is known not only for her leadership, but also for her commitment to fostering diversity and inclusion within her teams. Today, we'll explore her journey, her insights on navigating a traditionally male-dominated field, and her forward-thinking approach to AI and digital transformation in the energy industry. Welcome, Sophia.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Sophia, you've been in the utility industry for over 20 years, beginning with oil and gas and now expanding into renewables like solar. What first drew you to this sector, and what has kept you passionate about it over the years?
So actually, I started out as a young developer, just looking for a solid job in IT. And I landed in the oil and gas domain. And so that was sort of by accident, but having landed there, it's been great, a full career. What drives me is that there's so many opportunities to still learn and grow year over year in all of the various domains. There's electricity, there's natural gas, there's oil, and then, of course, the renewable space. So I'm very intrigued about continuing to learn and grow in the domain.
The utility sector has historically been male-dominated. Have you observed shifts in diversity? And if so, how has that impacted your career or shaped your approach to leadership?
Yes, it has historically been male dominated. And in fact, it probably is still so today. But the way that it's shaped my growth and leadership is that in my role, I do try and attempt to make sure that I am opening doors, paving the path, so to speak, to ensure that others can follow and do some of the things that I've done. In my role as SVP of Spruce, I have the opportunity to recruit not just IT resources, but I also participate in the recruiting process of the other departments. So it gives me access and ability to be able to make sure that holistically we're thinking about diversity and inclusion and, embedding that into our recruiting process.
You mentioned that diversity often happens organically at Spruce Power. Can you share what organic diversity looks like at Spruce?
So at Spruce, we do not have a defined diversity and inclusion program per se, but organic diversity and inclusion for us looks like managers being intentional about our intent on how we are resourcing and staffing. So we work with recruiters and consulting agencies and partners that we know share our beliefs in bringing the best person to the table, regardless of who they are or where they are from.
One of the best pieces of advice you received from a mentor was to give yourself grace and not feel the need to be perfect. Could you expand on how this has influenced your leadership style?
Absolutely. I think sometimes as women, we feel like we have to be better than the best. We have to do more than what everybody else is doing. And we hold ourselves to a higher level of criticalness that outsiders don't even do. So when I say give yourself grace, it means that we should allow ourselves to be human. We don't know everything about everything. We do make mistakes, and that's okay. That's part of being human. But the flip side of that then is we would go the extra mile. That if it's something that we don't know, go the extra mile to learn it and figure out what it is. If there's a need that needs to be met, we go the extra mile to kind of figure out what it is. And if we don't get it right the first time, that's okay. Trial and error. We use the phrase fail fast here at Spruce. And what that means is don't be afraid of failure. Failure is not failure if you're learning from the experience and taking what you learned, moving to the next step, and that next step, the next step leads you to success.
That's really good advice. What advice do you frequently offer to those you mentor, particularly to women entering the tech and utility space?
The advice that I give quite often is to invest in yourself. Don't sell yourself short, to say it a different way. Um, we are, as women, we are strong, we are confident, we are fierce, I like to say. And we can do anything that we put our minds to, as well as anyone else in the playing field. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to push for that next level of advancement in your career or certification or whatever it is that you're seeking for. Don't sell yourself short. If you want to do it and you apply the time to do it, you will do it.
Do you see AI as a game changer in the utilities industry? And are there any projects you're especially proud of that demonstrate its potential?
Yes, AI is definitely a game changer in not only in the solar industry, but I think across all industries just in general. We have a very productive project that we're doing right now in AI. We're taking the logic or the machine learning logic that is behind the Chat GPT model, but we're applying it to a spruce use case of document management and categorization. So for us, taking the technology and figuring out how to apply it to a real world use case scenario that adds value to the Spruce business and to the Spruce bottom line is how I feel that we're making our mark and moving forward in this AI journey.
Building a new IT department from the ground up at Spruce Power sounds like a huge accomplishment. What has been your proudest achievement during this journey?
Yes, I so building the IT department from the ground up has been it has had its ups and downs. I am proud about so many different things. We have achieved in a couple of years what takes, some organizations, 10 years plus to achieve. So I'm really happy about the speed and the efficiency of delivery. But I would say my proudest moment for the Spruce IT team are the moments when I'm in a room and I'm seeing the IT team collaborate with our business counterparts. That collaboration, it's not just technology, but it's technology and business knowledge and knowledgeable people working together to come up with the best solution and then applying it and then seeing it come to life and operate for the business users. That's a proud moment. I'll give you an example. We had one major project release in the last 6 months that we actually did a ribbon cutting ceremony in front of a company town hall meeting. The IT representatives and myself and the business leads together represented the success of the project and cut the ribbon to signify, a new capability being enabled for Spruce. So the IT department is growing. We're thriving. Very smart, driven people that are operating at high level of efficiency. But then partnering that with the business partners and that combination of working together in collaboration is yielding very, very high success. Very, very proud of that.
That's an amazing achievement. Sophia, thank you for sharing your insights and experiences with us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Your journey is an inspiring example of resilience, growth, and commitment to diversity in a changing industry. We look forward to seeing how you and your team continue to innovate and lead at Spruce Power. To our listeners, I hope you've been as inspired as I have by Sophia's story. Join us next time on Empowered Conversations as we continue to highlight impactful voices in technology and leadership. And as we like to say at the Knowledge Institute, until next time, keep learning and keep sharing.